I want them to have margin. I don't want them to be 50, 60 hours.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm also like, hey, your side hustle on the weekend is fine.
I think it would be helpful if you kind of walk through, like, how do you have that conversation and how do you break down what your guys are doing to attract that top talent to be able to give the top results that you guys provide?
Yeah, it's a good question. The majority of our team are millennials. They're millennial creatives. I love that. I feel like one of my unique places in this world is leading creative millennials. And so, but I also know about millennials is they're very missional. They want the why. Um, Most of them, I kind of joke. I'm like, most millennials will start their own business and their own nonprofit at some time in their life. And so you've got to know that. And so, we give ours, we kind of have like pretty much a 40-hour work week. I mean, I'm dealing with creatives. I want them to have margin. I don't want them to be 50, 60 hours.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm also like, hey, your side hustle on the weekend is fine. Like, go shoot wedding photography,
Yeah.
go design for other projects. We've got one designer, he designs stuff for Netflix for cover images. And so, because it makes him a more valuable person, but it also
Yep.
feeds that outlet. I also know that our why as a company and the story and what they're buying into is also really, really important. And so, man, we always lead with that, and we always like. I mean, it's part three of our interview process. They sit down with me, and it's very much like, let me tell you the why. Let me tell you like why this might be a good fit for you, what we're trying to accomplish, our mission in this space, and I kind of give them the history. And it's funny, man, because sometimes people, not people we're hiring necessarily, but maybe friends around me or people that know me, they're like, "So you still doing that dental thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, man, I'm still doing that dental thing." And they're like, "You ever think about like something else?" And
I get that.
it's funny because entrepreneurs, man, first off, we have this like ADD brain where it's like
Yep.
squirrel, and we do
Yep.
something that like succeeds, and now we're like, "Ooh, what's next? What else could
Yeah.
we do and apply money to and resources?" I have to stay disciplined. I'm like, in dentistry, whatever the number is, but I usually go with, there's 150,000 dentists in the country. 1% of that is 1,500 clients. We're not near that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a massive
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, we have all kinds of space, guys. We could, dedicate the rest of our life towards this road and probably
We could
not
we
and
could
never reach market
you
saturation.